Naftali Bennett, thanks for being with us on the program. The mosque area, the Temple Mount area, it's going to be reopened in the hours ahead, one hopes. Do you think that that will diffuse these current tensions?
I believe so. Unfortunately, we've gone through a wave of terror from radical Islamic terrorists. Just a few days ago, they murdered a 3-month-old Jewish baby. And yesterday, they shot point blank at an Israeli. I hope now tensions will calm down. What we need is for the Palestinian leadership to stop incitement because they have been calling for these sort of actions, and indeed the words do kill.
You know, the word incitement is a common one used by Israeli politicians and others when it comes to the Palestinian leadership. But there are plenty on Israel's right in politics and the settler movement which could be accused of the same. We've heard the chants of death to Arabs on the streets of Jerusalem and elsewhere. Even liberal Israelis attacked on the streets in recent weeks. Really, the level of discourse has never been so low. How does one improve that and get things back to some sort of civilized discussion?
First of all, that's incorrect. No Israeli leader, no Israeli member of parliament has been calling for the murder of Palestinians, while at the same time the Palestinians are doing just so. In fact, the president of the Palestinian Authority called to stop at any cost from Jews exercising their freedom of prayer on Temple Mount. So I don't accept that assertion.
Well, have Palestinian leaders been calling for deaths of Jews? I'm not saying that politicians were calling for the deaths of Jews. I said that deaths to the Arabs have been chanted on Jerusalem streets more than once in recent times, and I think that's a fair comment. During the Gaza conflict, the Deputy Speaker of the Israeli Knesset said the only innocents in Gaza are IDF soldiers and called Palestinians savages of the desert. That's the type of thing I'm talking about when it comes to this word incitement, and it's detrimental to any kind of discourse, is it not?
You bet that Palestinian leaders have been calling to murder. You know that the Palestinian leadership funds terrorists when they're in jail after murdering Israelis. They actually pay them a monthly salary, which is way higher than your average salary in the Palestinian Authority. They call circles over the names of suicide bombers. So they do everything on their TV shows. They call to kill the Jews day in, day out. That's blatant incitement. None of that happens in Israel. In Israel, we have 1.5 million Israeli Arabs who enjoy full equal rights, who vote for the Knesset, who are part of our parliament. None of that exists here. Are there a few Israelis on the sidelines that do that? Perhaps, but not the Israeli government as a government.
Well, yeah, well, I think the Deputy Speaker of the Knesset's a fairly senior figure. The point being, of course, that it is on both sides and it's not helpful. And what we're seeing today is not just about this incident, this attack, brutal attack on the rabbi. The anger and polarization have been roiling for a long time. There have been many arrests and deaths of Palestinians as well, the settlement expansion in the West Bank and particularly East Jerusalem, attacks on Israelis, as you point out, too. This is just the latest spark. What needs to be done to get back to some sort of talk?
That's the main thing. What we need to be doing is investing in joint economy between the Palestinians and the Israelis. You know, we can talk forever, but as long as the quality of life for Israelis and Palestinians is not good enough, this thing is going to go on and on. What we need to do is talk about paving roads, opening up new businesses, opening up commercial centers, factories, and that's my focus as Minister of Economy for Israel. We need to improve the lives on ground of millions of people, and that's what I would focus the international community on.
When it comes to Temple Mount, one final question. In 1967, when Israel secured that territory, I think it was Dalan who said, take the flag down. Do you think the Israeli flag should be flying on top of Temple Mount?
Temple Mount is the most holy place for Jews in the entire world, and it's the third holiest location for Muslims. So we have to find a way where both religions can fully exercise their freedom to pray. That's what we need to be striving for, and that's what I hope ultimately will happen.